Hi, Ed Farragon with Ed Farragon Coaching. Thanks again for showing up and watching my videos. Today I want to talk about listening skills. I want to give you a couple tips, those who are newly in a brand new relationship or have been in a relationship for a long time. This is especially helpful for men. So here's what the tip is. Listening is your gateway to building trust in a relationship. Now, the reason this is so important is oftentimes when we're little kids, let's say that we had parents that were preoccupied. They had other kids to tend to, or they had busy jobs, or maybe the mother was sick or the father was sick, or something happened that parent was preoccupied and they couldn't give you the attention that you needed. Well, that creates a very an anxious nervous system. So oftentimes what we will do is put coping patterns in place to deal with that. And it will show up as wonky things that start coming up in a relationship when you're with a person over time. So just know that in the first 5 to 7 years of life, we have patterns that we take on, that we habituate, that are going on all the time behind the scenes, and that oftentimes we need to challenge them or even notice that we're doing it. A lot of times the third person coming in can see it really easily, but we can't see it. We're like the fish in water. We can't even see the water we're swimming in. So it's really important that you make a conscious effort to be a good listener. Now here's a couple tips. First, we have filters. We all have listening filters. We listen to somebody and maybe the filter is how can I fix? Or the filter is, oh, that reminds me of when I did X, Y, Z. And then what we do is we jump in and we grab that conversation, then it becomes about us, and the other person kind of walks away feeling demoralized because they didn't get their point across and they didn't feel important. So that's a pretty classic example of where listening is very important. So if you want to build trust, then follow these directions. Instead of jumping in or giving advice or some of those kinds of things, what I want you to do is listen for the need, or listen for the value, or listen to what is this person sorting out in their life. Maybe you give encouragement, like say, oh, I experience you as a person that never gives up, and you're always doing your very best, and I really appreciate that about you. And then let them finish talking. But so give them encouragement and that kind of thing. Anything that doesn't pull it away from them is what I'm referring to. So another example might be when somebody is talking about a challenge they're having, don't try to fix it. Just look at them and say, what are you doing about that? Have you been successful? What do you think you should do? And just listen to them. And even if you think they're way off base, don't worry about it. Just say, I'm really looking forward to hearing how that turns out for you. I'm really excited because you sound like you're on the right track. And then, maybe if you feel like they've just been shooting themselves in the foot over and over again, sometimes I'll say, well, I have some ideas, and if you ever get to the point where you want to know about those ideas, let me know, and I'm happy to share those with you. But I'm not attached to them saying yes or no. Most times I say, heck yeah, tell me what you're thinking. And then they've given you permission to share in that conversation, but don't do it before then. So hopefully that's helpful. Listening skills is a really big trust builder. So take a moment, if you would, hit the like button if you liked it, or a love button, or whatever they do on Facebook these days. And then if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And then most importantly, please, 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 write your questions below of your biggest challenges or things that you see in the world, that people's biggest challenges. Put it in the form of a question, and then describe a little bit like what your biggest challenges in your relationship. Maybe your biggest fears about relationships if you haven't been in one for a while, or maybe your biggest challenge that you're faced with, or maybe it's a situation where you keep repeating the same thing over and over again. You don't understand why. But just put in your biggest frustrations, your challenges, and your fears in your relationships, because that will help me to produce more videos and maybe even some handouts and things like that. So if you ever circle back and there's a lot of comments, make sure you look above or in the description. I will put a link to a download or something that is more expansive so you can get a deeper solution to those. But before I build any handouts or new videos or anything like that related to the same topic, I need your guys' feedback to tell me whether or not you want those things. So Anyway, thanks so much. Hope this was helpful. Tell me what else you're needing, and I look forward to the next one. Blessings.